All right, and ladies and gentlemen, Kerala is once again battling the fury of nature. A massive landslide has struck Wayanad, claiming lives, trapping workers beneath tons of mud and debris and triggering a large-scale rescue operation. The death toll has climbed to 5, while the search continues for those still missing. A red alert remains in force as relentless rain lashes the region. The tragedy has also reignited haunting memories of the devastating 2024 Wayanad landslides, with fresh questions now being raised over whether this was solely a natural disaster or a catastrophe that was worsened by human intervention. Meanwhile, former Wayanad MP Rahul Gandhi has expressed grief over the Wayanad tragedy, describing the news of the landslide as deeply distressing. He's offered his heartfelt condolences to the bereaved families and said that every effort must be made to rescue those who are still trapped. Rahul also urged UDF workers to extend all possible assistance to those affected, expressing confidence that Wayanad will overcome this tragedy and emerge stronger. But why does Wayanad remain so vulnerable to landslides? Experts point out to a combination of natural and human-made factors. The district's steep western Ghats terrain, coupled with intense monsoon rainfall and weathered laterite soil, makes its slopes inherently fragile. Add to that deforestation, loss of vegetation, quarrying, hill cutting, and growing settlements on vulnerable slopes, and the risk of devastating landslides increases significantly whenever heavy rain lashes the region. Now, the spotlight is also turned to the tunnel project at the site of the landslide. Serious questions are being raised over whether excavated soil was left exposed and whether the slopes were adequately reinforced. There are also allegations that warning signs had emerged well before the collapse, but were ignored. However, the contractor, Dilip Buildcon Limited, has firmly denied any wrongdoing. In an official statement, the company says the project was executed in strict compliance with all engineering safety norms, environmental clearances, and statutory regulations. In fact, the company has attributed the incident to exceptionally heavy rainfall in Wayanad and said that it's fully cooperating with the ongoing investigation and stressed that its immediate focus is on supporting the rescue operations and standing by the affected families. All right, there's a breaking update coming in. Kerala Chief Minister V.D. Satheeshan is all set to visit Wayanad landslide site tomorrow to take stock of the situation on ground. The Chief Minister will leave Thiruvananthapuram by helicopter at 11:30 a.m. and is expected to reach the disaster-hit Meenakshi Bridge area at around 1 p.m. During the visit, the Chief Minister is expected to review the ongoing rescue and relief operations, assess the extent of the damage, and interact with officials overseeing the response to the tragedy. Let me quickly go across to my colleague Imran, who's joining us. Imran, we are told that as far as the construction activities of that tunnel is concerned, that there was a lot of mud piled up in that region. It was not properly stored or located, and that is one of the biggest contributing factors to the landslide that we've seen. Take us through the terrain of that area. What is happening as far as the rescue operations are concerned? Over to you, Imran.
Well, absolutely, Madhav. That important, pertinent question you raised there. In fact, the DC itself had written to the letter which we have got to the companies to remove the soil, because that would create a lot of issues, including there could be loss of life too. The early warning was already given over this. So there was a clear dereliction of duty, negligence on the part of the company. And this is what the point the state government is also stressing. But the question is not just stressing the point, what was the state government doing, action being taken. Let me take you through right now where rescue efforts are underway right now. You can see 3 JCBs have been put in there to rescue the laborers who are still trapped in this area. Today was a heavy rainfall, close to around 265 mm rainfall which was received. There was no work going on, but the workers were there on the site. Because of this landslide which happened, that there's a loss of life there. The people who have been rescued, they're taken to the WIMS hospital in Meppadi, and there's still people close to around 7 to 8 is what we're getting to know from officials are still trapped inside the debris. The rescue efforts are still underway to remove them. Tomorrow the Chief Minister will also be visiting, but the question is the company has washed its hands off, saying that there was, because excessive rainfall, this tragedy happened.
The company may be washing its hands off, but certainly the administration has to answer for what has transpired over here. And was there any kind of violation? Imran, thanks so much for joining us. We're going to keep coming back to you for more updates on this. But my question to Bhavya Narasimhamurthy, spokesperson of the Congress party, is that, Bhavya, here we have a situation where there are allegations that perhaps this company was not following the norms And in such a situation, it's the district administration that has to come in over here and ensure that these kinds of huge natural disasters do not occur, because we know what has happened in Wayanad in 2024. Yet this accident, or this man-made disaster, as some are calling it, has also happened.
Yes. Right now, our priority is rescue operations. There are so many people still stuck, below that slide, mudslide, and it's really important that their lives are saved and lives and their property is saved. Right after that, there will be inquiries into this. If this is man-made, definitely whoever is responsible, including the government administration or the company, the construction company, anybody that might be responsible for this. If this is a man-made disaster, then definitely they will be brought to, justice.
All right. Chief Minister is visiting tomorrow. We're certainly going to keep a tab on that visit and what he has to say as far as the alleged violations are concerned. Thanks so much, Bhavya, for joining us this evening.